사람들은 제가 먹는 모습을 보고 그렇게 먹는데 어떻게 살이 안 찌냐고 궁금해합니다. 그 비결은 바로 간헐적 단식입니다. 저는 3년 전 8kg를 감량한 뒤로 늘 비슷한 체중을 유지하고 있습니다. 치킨도 먹고 피자도 먹고 특별히 음식 조절을 하지 않고도 말이죠. 제가 간헐적 단식을 좋아하는 이유는 그 효과도 효과지만 해보면 생각지도 못한 다양한 생활 속 이점이 있기 때문입니다.
In that it's completely different from most other diets which tell you what to do. Because this is really the opposite. It's something you don't do. So one of the biggest advantages is really that it's completely simple. You can explain it in like 2 seconds. And everybody understands intrinsically what it is, right? Now there are variations, right? There's fat fast, there's juice fast, there's water only fast, there's no water fast. There's all kinds of variations. But at its very core, it's easy to understand. And that's important because if people don't understand what you're trying to do, they can't do it, right?
이처럼 단식은 단지 먹지 않는 것으로 정말 심플한 개념입니다. 하지만 막상 시작을 하려고 하면 뭘 하면 되는지, 뭘 하면 안 되는지 궁금한 것도 많이 생기실 것입니다. 간헐적 단식을 시작하는 분들을 위한 기초 가이드는 오른쪽 상단의 관련 영상을 참고해주세요.
It's free. As much as I would love to always eat home-cooked meals and, long-simmered bone broth, the truth is that most of us sometimes don't have the time and don't have the inclination, don't have the money. If you want to eat grass-fed beef every day, it's going to cost you. If you want to eat organic all the time, it's going to cost you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but it's expensive. And some people just have no money. So I have people who write me from the Philippines and they're like, I got all this stuff and I can't afford anything. It's like, well, there is no cost. There's no cost at all.
다이어트를 시작하는 분들을 보면 시작하기 전에 각종 보조제와 보충제 등 여러 가지 상품을 구입합니다. 운동센터를 등록하거나 운동복을 구입하기도 하고요. 하지만 단식은 다른 다이어트처럼 무언가를 시작하거나 바꾸는 것이 아닙니다. 그저 하던 걸 멈추기만 하면 됩니다. 먹는 걸 멈추세요. 그게 전부예요. 아무런 준비물이 필요 없습니다.
It's convenient, right? So again, you can cook all you want, but it takes time, right? It takes time. And sometimes you just don't have the time. But this one, there's no shopping, there's no preparation, there's no cooking, there's no cleanup, there's no eating, right? There's nothing. It's so convenient. Because again, the key is it's not something to do. It's something to not do, right? And that makes it completely different.
여러분이 너무 바빠서 한 끼를 대충 때우곤 한다면 단식은 건강과 다이어트를 위한 더 좋은 선택입니다. 한 끼를 건너뛰어 보면 우리가 한 끼 식사를 위해 얼마나 많은 에너지와 시간을 쓰고 있었는지 깨닫게 되실 거예요. 우선 무엇을 먹을지 고민하고 선택해야 합니다. 식당으로 이동하거나 주방에서 음식을 준비해야 합니다. 먹고 나서 소화를 시킬 때는 집중력이 떨어지고 졸음이 오기도 합니다. 한 끼를 안 먹으면 이 모든 과정을 생략할 수 있습니다. 훨씬 생산적이고 건강에도 좋습니다.
Something that you can add, something that's completely flexible. So it's not like, oh yeah, you need to eat 6 times a day, right? It's like, sometimes you just don't want to eat 6 times a day. Sometimes you're busy, right? Well, this is going to give you more time. You can put it in anywhere. You can do it tomorrow, and you can not do it the whole next week, and then do it again, right? You can do whatever you want. It's completely flexible. You can do it for 12 hours, you could do it for 12 days, right? It doesn't matter. You can add it to any diet because again, it's something that you can put in and fit in wherever you need to, right? So say you want to eat the rice diet or something like that. You could still fast, right? That's the whole point. You don't eat meat, you can still fast, right? You don't eat wheat, you can still fast. You have a nut allergy, you can still fast, right? You don't have time, right? Hey, you can still fast. You don't have money, you can still fast. You're traveling all day, you can still fast, right? You don't cook, yeah, you can still fast, right?
여러분은 두 가지 다이어트의 장점을 한 번에 취할 수는 없습니다. 예를 들어 비건 식단과 저탄고지 식단이 다이어트에 좋다고 해도 두 가지를 동시에 할 수는 없는 것입니다. 하지만 단식은 그렇게 할 수 있습니다. 만약 자신에게 잘 맞는 다이어트 방법을 찾았다면 그대로 하면서 단식을 하세요. 원하는 목표에 훨씬 빠르게 도달하실 거예요.
It really has unlimited power, right? And as a doctor, sometimes you get into these things where you want to do something and it's not strong enough, right? Well, you can just keep fasting until you get the results you see. As I said, if you don't eat, you will lose weight, right? It's almost impossible to not, right? Can you keep it up? That's a separate question, right? I'm not saying it's easy. You could fast. I have a 75-year-old who did like 30 days, right? He felt great, right? The world record is 382 days. You can keep going, right? And this is the whole point, is that this gives you options because it's not a diet. It's no diet, it's nothing, right? It's like Costanza, it's a show about nothing, right? There's a talk about nothing, right? That's the whole point, is that because it's the opposite, it gives you so much flexibility. And it has the ability to really free ourselves. We have all these problems, right? The number one problem in the world today, right? You got heart attacks, you got cancer, you got strokes, you got diabetes, you got kidney disease, and it's all due to obesity, it's all due to diabetes. But yet, we have the ability to free ourselves from all of these modern afflictions only with the application of a technique they knew 5,000 years ago. If you look at any major religion in the world, they have periods of fasting. They have periods of feasting too, but it's balanced by periods of fasting, right? And remember that they're not trying to kill all their practitioners, right? They're not like, oh, you should fast, you'll die, haha. That's not it at all, right? They did it because there is something deeply intrinsically beneficial to the fasting. It's a cleanse, it's a detox, right? There's probably only one thing that the three most influential people in the history of the world agreed on, right? So the Prophet Muhammad, Jesus Christ, and Buddha. They all agreed on one thing, and that is fasting is very beneficial. It's uniquely beneficial, not only for the spirit, but also for your body. We need to clean ourselves out of this junk that accumulates, right? All this extra sugar, all the insulin, all the fat. We need to clean it out once in a while, right? It's a spring cleaning, that's all it is. If you don't eat, you're gonna lose weight. And here's the thing to understand, there's nothing wrong with it. That's the way we're built.
이상한 다이어트였습니다.